ready for a fight, never flight, but I wanna have fun all night. I could've took his girl if I wanted it, but I ain't into throwing dirty laundry in the public. I can always make something out of nothing, cause I know how it was when it wasn't. Falling ships of murder that she wrote. Combination, always drink and smoke. Apathy could help the way I roll, cause I'm selective on how much I show. Time will tell, don't show me what I know. Know your worth to only go for broke. You look good but act just like a hoe. You look good but I really want nothing but a good time. I ain't here for the fuck shit, paying no mind. If you're trying to show me substance, bring it on by. I really want nothing but a good time. I really can't stress this enough. I always gotta keep it at a buck. I rather have money than lust, but I'ma look twice if she got a big butt. I have a hard time with trust. Part-time love is a new fine drug. It's okay, I'ma fill my cup. It's okay, I'ma still turn up. Pull up, girl, to Barry White. You love the dancing, you love the fight. Pull up, girl, to Barry White. I love the dancing, I love the night. Pull up, girl, to Barry White. You love the dancing, you love the fight. Pull up, girl, to Barry White. I love the dancing. I really want nothing but a good time. I ain't here for the fuck shit, paying no mind. If you're trying to show me substance, bring it on by. I really want nothing but a good time. Why don't you just pull up, girl, to Barry White. You love the dancing, you love the fight. Pull up, girl, to Barry White. I love the dancing, I love the night. Pull up, girl, to Barry White. You love the dancing, you love the fight. Pull up, girl, to Barry White. I love the dancing, I love the night.
Welcome to an all-new episode of Butterfly Blackout. I'm your host, Emily, along with Truth and Jeff.
Hello.
Are you experiencing headaches? Guys.
Oh, you asking the question or just going on your tangent? No, I haven't had one in a while. Knock on wood.
Are you experiencing a sore throat?
No.
Are you experiencing, you afraid of what I'm going
I had to
with
think
this?
about it. No,
Yeah, I just had to think about it real quick. Oh, okay.
Are you experiencing any stuffiness?
I had stuffiness 2 days ago.
Okay. And no sore throat?
No sore throat, but stuff.
Stomach pain?
No.
No.
Vomiting?
No.
Nausea?
No.
Joint pain?
No.
I mean, don't forget, joint pain may be a sign of getting old. Loss of appetite?
No, unfortunately.
Diarrhea?
No, thank God.
Now, I do know that you can get diarrhea if you drink prune juice, so be careful.
Well, yes, it loosens your bowels.
Okay. So if you are experiencing any of these symptoms, you might have the Delta variant. So a couple weeks ago, I had a sore throat and stuffiness. I was also sneezing a lot.
Okay.
And I was blowing my nose a lot. I thought I had a cold. Then I was paranoid and I thought I had the COVID. And then I thought I had Delta. And then I took all this cold medicine. Nothing worked. And then I popped 2 allergy pills. And then my world got clear. And I felt better. But I was like all speaking through my nose.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lost my hearing. So with allergies for me, my hearing goes. I get all stuffy. And I have to wait for my ears to pop. And they popped a couple days ago, finally, right? So it was like 2.5 weeks of stuffiness. I couldn't hear. But these are the symptoms of the Delta variant. And it's running rampant, according to some sources, amongst the unvaccinated people.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't those the same system as COVID?
Facts.
I'm being serious because I remember
They
when I had
mimic
it, I had
COVID,
some of that.
but you can get them quicker. They appear quicker in the body. So it's not like you have to wait a few days before you get a symptom. Like it's rapid. But then again, some of you that are experiencing these symptoms may just, I don't know, have allergies like I did. Because I was like, well, nobody in the house got sick. Isn't it contagious? And then my mom said to me, are you feeling better? I know your allergies are bothering you. I was like, leave it to mom. Moms know everything. So, yeah. And I did. Once I popped my allergy pills, I felt 100% better. It was just stuffiness and the congestion that I was dealing with. And everything was just like, ugh. But the problem was the medicine I took made me drowsy. So I was always sleeping. But hey. So it's the unvaccinated people, allegedly, spreading the Delta variant. There are many people that are fully vaccinated that are now being diagnosed with the Delta variant. And it's all of your fault. Yes, you, the people that are unvaccinated. Because for some reason, you're the problem. Because you should have gotten vaccinated. See, understand, if everybody is vaccinated, repeat, if everybody is vaccinated, we could just pass our germs to each other and nobody will have to go to the hospital and die. It's your fault, unvaccinated people. It's your fault because you don't want to get poked with an experimental drug where, you know, they had to force Pfizer, Moderna, and the CDC to say that, you know, some of our drugs may give young boys heart palpitations. It's rare, but it may occur. And the FDA is on course by January 2022 to approve both, well, I know Pfizer. I don't know about Moderna.
Right.
But Pfizer to fully approve Pfizer's vaccine by January 2022. Y'all don't want to ask the question, so I'm going to ask the question. I'm not scared. Who'd y'all pay off to get it approved so quickly? If you have all these rare things happening, you know, these rare outbreaks and rare occurrences, don't you want to test it a little bit more to make sure there are no other rare stuff happening?
Well, they are testing it.
Yeah, about
Oh, they are testing
What
it?
you thought everybody who got the shot was?
human testing.
Jeff, you still alive? Good job. All right. Week 16.
listen.
Week 16.
Put that
You
vial
count
on the
in-
shelf.
Listen. Truth, my bad. Okay, full disclosure. I know that you knew that we was really looking at you as a test subject, but hey, listen. I said if something happens to Jeff. So if you
That was
you
your defining
have-
moment.
when you decide that you want to have children and you can't have children,
Hey,
let us know, and then we'll know the side effects
it's all right.
after a couple of years is infertility.
Don't worry.
But that might be, you know, go ahead.
I said Moderna will be on cloning, so don't worry about it. I'll have a little clone be walking around. There you go.
Okay. So, with that being said, we're all experiments at this point. And the United States of America, who's not trying to become a communist country, wants us all to be vaccinated because it's not only going to save your life, but it's going to save your neighbor. Even the vice president said, the Bible says to love thy neighbor. Isn't loving thy neighbor getting vaccinated? It's your choice. But don't you want to love your neighbor? And your neighbor could be your spouse, your child, your actual neighbor, someone at the store. Forget all the nonsense that these supposed informationalists, you know, people out there like Brother Riza Islam and a whole bunch of other people that come out on their platforms to give you all this misinformation allegedly about the vaccine and what they're doing. Yet, if you ever actually listen to any of them when they speak, they always tell you how to go research the information that they're talking about yourself. Because it's very important, you know, when you do speak on a topic, that people can also find their way to get that information. Well, you ask, how do you know this? And all they did was just research it. You could do that too. Now, how was it misinformation if people are saying to stay away from J&J? Well, let's see. J&J has a history of not being honest about the chemicals that they put into their products. Look at talcum powder. Look at their lawsuit. Just recently, they recalled 5 sunscreen products due to the discovery of cancer-causing chemicals. They are found in 5 aerosol sunscreen products: Neutrogena Beach Defense, Neutrogena Cool Dry Sport, Neutrogena Invisible Daily, Neutrogena Ultra Sheer, and Aveeno's Protect and Refresh. So trust J&J, they say. Many of y'all got the J&J shot. Is anybody curious? Because they don't have a real good history of protecting us. It's more like hurting us. But then again, that's just allegedly. You know, it's at your own risk, really, if you want to take the shot. But then again, don't worry about it, because if you didn't take the shot, they're going to knock on your door and ask you if you had the shot. Now, you can lie and say you did and tell them to go walk off. But what's going to happen is they're going to ask you for proof. Is that invasion of privacy at this point? Because you're not doctors. And isn't that kind of a violation of HIPAA? Why are you in my business? That's just like you asking a woman about her pregnancy. Why are you in her for JJ? You know what I mean? Like, why are you getting so intimate? That's none of your business. So if a person decides they want to vaccinate, they'll vaccinate. If a person decides they don't want to be an experiment, and maybe that's the misinformation, because people keep saying it's an experiment. We're being experimented on. But the thing is that if it's not approved and you're injecting several different people and you've already had your test subjects, but then more people are coming out with different results, then you're still testing, right? So you're being experimented on because they don't know. In fact, you're not going to know a lot of things until 5 years from now. But I digress. Go ahead, Jeff.
So I had a question with that. If they're going to go around and ask, why would they go around and ask? This falls back to when we had the census and we stopped it. They don't know how many people are here. Stay with me on this. Stay with me on this.
Okay.
Every time you go forget this COVID vaccination. We all, kids of a certain age, we all got vaccinated sometime in our life, in high school, elementary school. When you went to the doctor, they had your name, your social security number, your mother's information. All that stuff goes into the federal CDC database. Mm-hmm. They got the old hard files that they allegedly digitized. They just need a whole bunch of interns, college kids to research it. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Same thing with this. When I went, I had to give them my information, my name, my ID. Here's my email address, my phone number. They already have me on the file. Same thing when you go to wherever you're getting a CVS, wherever it is, unless Uncle Joe's giving to you in the back of a truck. Something like that. Mm-hmm. Simple math now. We all graduated with addition and subtraction.
I got an A. Go ahead.
You would take, I gave 1 million shots in New Jersey. I got 1 million names, addresses. Subtract them for how many people I have in the state of New Jersey. That'll give me whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I know I got 3 million unvaxxed or whatever, going off what the last number it is. When they're going door to door, they're actually trying to find everything else. Now, this is the things that they were worried about. Your citizenship, your legalness, how many people are really in these households, what areas they're in. You get what I'm saying? Is this a poverty area where we can rebuy it or do something? You know, give us a good reason why we could come in, you know what I mean, and take over this town.
But are we really saying that the government doesn't know who's here already?
They don't.
They don't, because they stopped the census.
But we're going to believe that the government, who's been watching a whole bunch of people and letting people do what they want to do and getting away with all that they let them get away with, they really don't know who's here.
No, because the government agencies don't speak with each other. And that's been a big problem since before the early 90s. They don't all speak to, so
they don't want to take
all
credit.
the legals that they may guesstimate that come, or what's it, Border Patrol, whatever their real name is, and ICE and whatever it is, they don't keep a hard copy, your truth. We saw 10,000 roll through today. You know what I mean? They somewhere in Antonio, Texas or whatever. Send that to the boys. No, they
Okay.
guessed that. You get what I'm saying? If they kept a full national record, which is what they got on Biden about, why didn't they keep a full CDC record, a whole national record? Because then I wouldn't need a vaccine passport. I'm Jeff. I'm Jeff in New York. I'm Jeff in Jersey. You know what I mean? Here, it's the same Jeff. We already know he got vaccinated. We don't
But
need
what
to
if you
check
have
you in
like
here.
15 Michelle Thomases? Because you know a lot of people, if you walk around,
They got
you
your
try to-
social, they got your social, and they got your date of birth. They start to narrow it down, and they already have that stuff. They have my stuff. They already have that on file. If the other Jeffs got vaxxed, you know. So you're right. They have the data. Nobody's compiled it together. Two, there's still a lot of people that aren't being tracked by the data.
Excuse me.
That's hard when you want to move things to the new age.
They don't want to. And this is we had this discussion many times before. These white people ain't watching their own kids.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Any area you see is heavily populated by less melanated skinned people with money. You're going to see maybe a Haitian or a Jamaican rolling that stroller right down the freaking block.
yeah.
And that child is white as that damn shirt.
I'm gonna be honest. Do you think they know how many Asian population is here? The correct number?
Asian,
tell
I
you
would
they don't.
say absolutely not.
I can tell you they don't.
They begin smoking in left and right.
Right? Yeah. And I'm talking about all of Asia. Right? India, East Asia.
I mean, all this stuff
Chinese, all
is easily solved.
They
Check
don't have-
everything that comes in, but they don't want to do it.
You're
Go
talking
ahead,
about
go
people coming in, but then what about we really don't have an accurate number because there are still people that are missing. We have people that have been leaving.
How you missing?
Trafficking.
How you missing? So I come in from China and I disappear in New York. So that means I don't know if you went home. I don't know you went here, or I don't know if you just changed your name to Katie Sue. And now you're using somebody's American ID working in your company. So you're right. They don't keep track of these things.
But they know where a lot of these people end up and they just do nothing about it.
They don't. That's the bad part. They don't. You can
How?
easily get lost here in America if you come in with a secondary ID, citizenship, all that stuff. And I found two of them. I used to know a Korean girl who came in here, changed her American name, lived the live long day, and she only had a temporary visa to come in. 10 years passed.
And never left.
Never.
Okay.
Opened a business.
Wow.
Guess what you don't need to open a business in America and get a tax ID?
What?
Photo ID.
You don't need none of that. Nope, no photo ID, no nothing. So you can come on in from Africa, Asia, wherever you want to be, open up multiple businesses. There are a lot of South American people come up here and do that, and then they don't apply
what
for
money?
citizenship. Money's the easiest thing to get. Imagine if you're getting your full check without getting taxed. So they paid you straight cash. That's extra money here. You come up here, you stay in a cheap place or with people, friends and family that are already established here. That's why you see them grow in their own communities. And then when they get lost in those communities, they spread out because now they have official cash.
Facts.
That's why a long time ago, they wanted to get rid of cash and make everything digitized on your debit cards and stuff like that. We ain't even going with the Bitcoin stuff that they're trying to kill. Once I can track your cash, I can track you and can control you. But digitized, why does that mean?
Okay.
But once you have physical cash, you can't trace that back anywhere.
Yeah, you don't know who's shopping where.
And that's what a lot of people who get on immigrants get down on. Like, yo,
So
where's
is
the
that
cash?
is that how, because there's this big issue about Asian nail salons or hair beauty supply stores
Any of them, yeah.
popping up in the black communities. Is that how they're able to do that?
Yes. Yeah.
And the question is, how are they getting the money if they're coming
So
from
what?
nothing?
So what they do is, all right. So let's say I came from Asia, right? You name the country, you fill in that variable. I come in and I have an idea. Oh, I'll just open up a store. A beauty salon. Let's say a beauty salon store. I have the connects because I know the people who already deal with it. I'll go get it. I'll go get a place, and what they do is they give them their own. It's not from a financial institution. It's like for the loans, it'll be like, what do they call the Italians when they loan the money up, like a loan shark or something like that.
Yeah.
Every culture has their own. Guyanese
yes.
have their own.
Where's our
fra-
loan shark for black folks?
We had them. Those are the Frank
still
Wrights
out
and
there.
all that other. We had them out there. Yeah,
Still out there.
everybody had them. You can't go to the bank
Who
to
got
get a
the
loan.
plug?
Look, you gotta be cool with them because the rates are ridiculous, or you may end up missing a foot or a leg or whatever it is.
Listen, it's 2021. Who is the plug? We'll talk offline.
Yeah,
Who is the
exactly.
plug
Look at you.
For
Yeah.
black folks, like
Look,
where he at?
They
You don't
they
want
still
no
there.
part of
You really
that.
don't want to know them if you're not in that life. But when they would sign, they will give you the money. They'll own a piece, or they take a profit, a piece of the daily profits. They'll give you that. You open the business. You already have the connections because they already work in conjunction within their own, and they'll do that. A lot of them that own the food stores. A lot of them that own
Are they
certain
silent?
things.
The loan
Who?
sharks?
As day to
long as
day,
you're
but they
making
come
those
to get their
payments.
money. They come to get their money. You gonna be there at 5 o'clock? Hey, how you doing, girl? Get your hand out. You know, and if it's light, I don't know how silent they're gonna be. These things happen time to time. It makes you sound crazy, but that's how you really want to get
So,
down.
so Asians and everybody they got loan sharks. That's how they just popping up with. You just got to America and you got, but where they get their, you know, they have to have their signs and stuff like that, their licenses and stuff. So where they get that from?
So there's no other Asian businesses that make that or do anything. So when you say I want to go black owned and I'm looking for a black owned this, okay, you think they're not doing the same, or they don't already have the
So
hookup?
they're fraudulent. Because now it makes sense why.
The whole thing is fraudulent. How can you see? We're not dealing with technical loans that are on the books, so I can track your whole financial history, your college payments, all that stuff. They know that. Oh, here's
Wow.
when you went to USC. Here's when you went to Rutgers. Here's where you do this. Here's where you got the loan. You apply for this. You didn't get it. They don't have that on there. So that's why little Caitlin Sue, who comes in, could come on and get lost and then pop up, and she's making millions. Here's
Wow.
here's one that you really should be disgusted on. Those massage parlors. They make
But you
millions.
told me to go to one.
No, we're talking about
If you want, no. I'm talking about the legal joints, the happy ending joints.
Oh.
I never told you go and get. I mean, if you want to, go ahead, baby. Go ahead, do what you got to do. I mean,
I want to go to the legal one.
yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, they make.
Y'all like that? Ew.
They
You
make,
want a massage person to give you a happy ending? She done gave like 50
they
other people
make
happy endings.
millions.
Well, it's just the same as your girlfriend. I mean, people didn't let off.
But she ain't wash her mouth.
How
They
you know
do.
that? They be the
They
cleanest.
be the,
spot
yeah,
ever.
they go in there and clean up beforehand.
walk around
after.
with the baby wipes and I mean with the they
Yep.
be the cleanest individuals in the world. They know that's their business.
Yep.
I need to interview one.
Let
I just
alone
wanna
you
know
be-
what
you
it's
know,
like when you get the one that you don't.
When the
want
last time
to,
you
right?
seen a photo of a pretty girl, you look at her room, you see trash on the floor, dirty diapers.
Exactly.
She's pretty though, but
Yeah.
room looked like a hot mess.
Yeah, man. It's wild.
Plus,
It's
you know
a
what I'm saying?
trap.
Like this United States is meant for Well, I ain't gonna say it's meant for it. Foreigners teach other foreigners how to beat the system.
I give you that.
Every
Yes.
5 years,
I can give you that.
you'll always see in your neighborhood under new management, but it's the same people in there.
You said that before.
How many Chinese restaurants are in Newark? Oh, your area, Newark.
I'm gonna say my area.
I'll keep it funky.
Newark is huge.
Yeah, just your area that you drive through.
Well, it's a lot because you have one on like it's kind of like a Dunkin' Donuts.
So now, okay, Dunkin' Donuts are individually owned, and before you can compete with one, they tell you how far you need to be from the next one. So, like, if you want to open a McDonald's, they're gonna be like, "Yo, Jeff owns a McDonald's 2 blocks down. Here's your ratio, what you get, right?" So why the Chinese folk, how many restaurants pop up again? They would know, like, I'm selling chicken wings, you selling chicken wings, we got the same customers.
But that's
I'm not
just
going to
use
interfere.
barbershops because they got a barbershop like damn near every 2 stores down.
Right, and you can see when you can see when barbershops are doing bad.
But see, wait a minute. This is a question. Okay. I've had this question for a long time when I started realizing that there were more barbershops popping up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but you have one right here and then one across the street. There's one 2 doors down and then there's one 5 doors down. How are you
It's a
getting
great-
clients?
Okay, so I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
let you in on a little secret. Barbershops, laundromats,
Cash service
great.
business. Yeah.
Best way I can say this. This is the best way to wash your money.
Oh,
Very
like they do
hard
in
to
Power. Okay.
very hard to track like Jeff gave you great information, very hard to track cash.
Easy there, Canaan. Easy there, Canaan.
So it's a very good way to wash your money.
Oh,
Been
so
doing it for years.
God. Okay.
Wherever you see a cash business,
Yep.
and there's multiple of those cash businesses in the same neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, maybe even all, is washing somebody's money.
Okay.
And
Now
that'll
it
be
makes
the one
sense.
that nobody messes with.
And I thought that's how it was because it just didn't make any sense.
Like, why doesn't this have a bulletproof glass? 'Cause
Nope.
they know better.
I mean,
Y'all got
like,
one barber for this whole big shop?
Because when I needed to take my son to the barber, I was like, why is there somebody? I don't even know who to go to. Like, what do y'all just branch off? Like, how do you find people to come to you? Because what are we doing? You ain't got but like 3 people in yours. You got 8 people waiting.
Yeah.
So obviously, I will go to the one that's got people waiting because I don't know why nobody's sitting in your chairs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of barbers, you can't judge by that because a lot of barbers they only do appointments. So these are like these guys who've been cutting hair for over 5 years. They don't take random guys on. So there's always 1 to 2 chairs in every barbershop. Is a guy who's not that good, but he knows how to cut hair. Those are the people that they
Do the walk-ins.
get the walk-ins, or
yeah.
people who are busy, they push people on to those individuals so they can eat too.
Yeah.
But barbers who's been doing it and then have it, like I know you guys set an appointment. I have to set an appointment.
Yeah.
I set
Yeah.
an appointment for my son.
Right.
yeah.
So those guys, all right, they've been doing their thing. They're not like, they already have their clientele. It's the ones that's in there that you keep seeing getting the walk-ins. Those are the guys who, maybe first, they're new in that barber shop.
You pay
They're
cash to get
new
your
out of
son's haircut?
school.
Or you give it?
Yeah,
as a
I give
card?
him cash.
You give him cash.
Because I let him go in there by himself. It's like a man thing. So I just,
Fair enough.
without his mom. And then when he goes in, at the time he had a mohawk. So when he goes in, the barber will call me, Mom, you still want the mohawk? I was like, yeah, just clean it up. And so I felt like, so Ben can feel like he's paying for his haircut.
Okay. But does your barber take card?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because I had asked him, this was
Good,
like
good,
when I
good,
found
good,
him, I found him right before the pandemic, but I was like, what do you prefer? I had asked him. He said cash or credit, didn't matter.
Gotcha.
So I figured I'd just give Ben the money so that way I also could tip him and, they had that transaction. I was trying to,
Yeah, there was so many barbers that I couldn't find that didn't take card. There was a barber that I had to pay a card for somebody else, and then the other person would give him the money because my barber who was doing it didn't want to take the card, and I was like, because they were just working off cash.
No, my
was crazy.
barber, he even sent a message talking about cancellation policy because they had revised it because people was being real funny. I'm
Okay,
like,
they'll
listen,
cancel as soon as they walk out. Free haircut.
Yep.
it's just like with him, my hairstylist, like I had a whole attitude with her because I couldn't understand why I couldn't get an appointment. And she keeps telling me because she got a lot of white clients. And they keep booking like crazy.
Yep.
So I had to go in
Booking ahead.
and book. I booked 6 months. Every other month, I done made a book.
Yep.
Okay? So that way I can get my hair done. I said, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I got a weekly standing. Like that's my
Yeah,
slot
that's
every
it.
week.
I was like, what the heck? I mean, I don't do that with Ben because his hair doesn't grow that fast. So I'm
Mhm.
like, and then you want a design. I'm like, but then the design goes quickly. I'm like, listen, I don't know. And I told him, think about what you want before I make this appointment. Because the whole thing, he was doing good with the whole mohawk, and then he got lazy with it. And I said, just cut the shit off.
Yeah, that
Pardon my
tends to.
French, but he made me mad. Cut it off. And then after that, it grew back. But he has curly hair. That's the other thing. He has like tight coils. So I don't know what he wants to do. His best friend got a mohawk. I think it was a mohawk because Ben had a mohawk. He went through that stage. It is all what it is. So, CDC also warns that the vaccines might not protect people who are immune compromised.
Immunocompromised?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they want you to get the vaccine. They want everybody vaccinated. But those of you that got this issue may not be fully protected.
I thought those people had not a waiver, but didn't have to get it.
No, because some of those people have jobs that are forcing them to get it. And if they don't
Oh,
get it,
okay.
then they lose
The
their
second
job.
part. Okay.
But what is the point if it may not work for you? Why would you get it if you're one of those people that it may not fully protect? Just to say that you got it? So you could walk around and have any old thing. All right, Listen, y'all make it make sense for the rest of us, okay? Now, whether you are for vaccinations or against vaccinations, I really don't care. Because, like I said, and I've been said, I'm going to keep wearing a mask. Why? Because y'all went back to being nasty. I'm still not okay with the fact that we had to teach y'all how to wash your hands. So, because of that, I will continue to wear my mask. I've seen some things. A lot of you will take the mask, pull it down, and cough. And it's not like a regular cough either. It's one of those nasty coughs.
With the phlegm.
Or if you pull it down and you sneeze and you pull it.
I've done that.
I saw somebody at a restaurant behind
But
the counter.
do they cover their mouth when they sneeze though?
No, they
Sneezing
point-
in a mask.
That's the. I'm trying to. Do you sneeze in your mask and now it's all in your face, or do you pull it down and then sneeze in your arm?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
They pull it down, sneeze.
With
and
no
then pull it
covering.
back up.
With no covering. They don't even cover it like.
No.
They don't do one of these.
No.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
That's what I said. And
I
a
can't
lot
do
of
that.
you that do that are vaccinated. Y'all went back to being nasty, and it's like you telling on yourself. Because I can walk up to you and ask you if you got vaccinated, and you'll tell me yes. You told on yourself. You're one of the people that we had to teach to wash your hands. Don't invite me nowhere.
Yeah, I had to run up on one of the managers at my location. I'm like, I need you to go back in there and wash your hands.
Yeah.
But if you tell the grown manager, like, does that make sense to you?
I mean, he couldn't say anything to me. He had to go in there and wash his hands. He mad as hell. He tried checking up on me. I tried to tell him,
But true.
we're here to make sure rules and procedures are followed. Walk in there,
True.
wash your hands, homie.
Does that make sense that you had to tell a grown man
Well,
to
I
wash
mean,
his
it's
hands?
something. Here's the thing, it's something we've been doing forever.
Yeah.
I mean, you think 1 year of people washing their hands and was
Yeah.
going to cure something? No, you have a lot of people that are just, and it ain't just white people. I'm telling people now. I seen like my last job. I seen the dude have his hands in all kinds of gook and nastiness, and this is a food thing. You know, when food build up, it has that smell, whatever. He pulled the cover on, dug it out with his hand, wiped his hand on his shirt, and pulled a piece of candy out of his hand. Out of his pocket, took it out with his hand, put it in his mouth, and then started eating it.
Yep. I can
So
believe it.
there are people out here. Again, if you know how to, you've learned how to tie your shoes about 20-some years ago. You're gonna keep tying your shoe. There are people out there. They've been nasty for 20, 30, 40 years. They're not going to be
That's
unnasty.
true.
A lot of them were forced to start being more sanitary and
So
clean
true.
because there's still some restaurants that still won't let you in the door without a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of restaurants that's still not playing that.
I would like to see all the restaurants continue to have their staff mask up.
Yeah, they're giving them the option now. Now
I
didn't
don't
feel
like that
comfortable with
because
that. I'm like,
I feel
please
like
wear
I
your
don't
mask.
want your particles on my food because you breathing heavy and all that other stuff. We're going back to no. We cannot
Now,
go back to.
we should have had that from a long time ago.
We
though.
should have.
We should have. How many times a chef done, did whatever over some steak?
You don't know.
Yeah,
How
come
many times
on.
have you gone out and you felt sick the next day because you probably caught something from somebody else who was
Yep.
feeling some type of way?
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I think if you're going to allow your staff to not wear a mask, then I think you take the liability should somebody come back at you and say, I don't
Right.
feel well. Did I get it from here?
Right.
Because you really don't. Here's the thing. We don't know where people go when they leave
Sure.
where they're at. So when you keep saying that unvaccinated people are the ones spreading the variant, or many of you just repeating what you hear,
Well, there are though. That's the point.
what? Who is?
So this is what like a lot of people feel like, which is why the flu is popular every single year because everyone gets that flu shot. And what's the first thing that happens when you get this flu shot? You get sick. How does that make sense?
I don't get the flu shot. I never
You know
had
what I
the
mean?
flu.
Like, how does that make? I'm
doesn't.
getting this right. So my thing is, you're not gonna give me strands of it to fight it off. Now I'm gonna put this jacket on. See my vaccine right there. It's called a jacket. All right, let's take it even further. It's called a proper hat. All right, let's keep it going. You know what I mean? Long johns. You know what I mean? You see how people would get sick back in the days? They had long johns on. There's my vaccinated shot right there. But you have a lot of people who, again, fear. Fear is how this government has the $6 trillion military budget.
Come on now.
And all these other companies and stuff. And
Yep.
this is how they're able to do that because fear. I'm going to get you to be scared
Yes.
just in case.
Yes.
And the ones who start it is the insurance companies.
Yes.
You're going to pay me just in case something happens. And if nothing
Exactly.
happens, I'm still going to keep your money.
Exactly.
And when something does happen, I'm going to fight it so I don't have to pay for it. Excuse me? Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, what? And
Oh,
the
yeah.
greatest juggernauts in the world. And this is what I keep trying to explain to people. You are not going to change how this world is. You keep watching Handmaid's Tale all you want. You keep watching all these movies you want. It's not going to happen. These people are not letting their hands off of the throne. Now, there are ways for you to still live a great life, mentally, physically, and financially. You just have to know the rules and procedures. Again, in certain cultures and countries, they teach their kids from birth multiple languages. We don't do that.
True.
You know what we do with our kids when they're 3, 4 years old?
Put them in front of the TV.
No. We put the cable in their name. How does Billy have a freaking PSEG bill at the age of 5?
Trying to
These
build
are
his
what
credit.
right. So we're teaching our kids in the less poverty areas the wrong things. We're not teaching them multiple languages. We're not teaching them, hey, you can be a doctor,
Well,
lawyer.
no, we are teaching them multiple
No, we're
languages.
not.
If you speak Ebonics and the other stuff that the
Well,
black
there you
people-
go. So again, these things, the only way you're not going to break the cycle, but the only way you can get a fair ground
Okay.
is if we start teaching our kids 2 things you need in this life is good credit and a driver's license.
Unless if you're in Georgia, y'all down there can't seem to get an ID because you don't know how to. But I'm pretty sure there's information on that.
You need
Yeah.
help. Rednecks gonna come and get you.
I'm just saying. That's what they say. That's why there's voter suppression and stuff like that. They ask for ID and they said that you can't get an ID, but so many of y'all have an ID. I don't know.
Well, that's because the Democrats finally started doing what the Republicans been doing for years. And that is signing up people who's been dead for 400 years. So,
So
George Washington the first.
fully
with photo
vaccinated.
ID.
Exactly.
So remember when COVID began and they had a whole lot of celebrities coming out saying, I have COVID, I have COVID, I have COVID. I had no symptoms, but I have COVID.
Mm-hmm.
To let you know that, yes, they could get it too because they want to make sure that you understand that celebrities are just like you.
Right.
Well, now the push is that even if you're fully vaccinated, you can still get COVID or the Delta variant. Now celebrities are coming out of the woodwork talking about that they've got the variants, such as comedian Gabriel Iglesias. He has the Delta
Aw.
variant, yet he is fully vaccinated.
And he got health issues too, so he might want to chill.
Entertainment host Kat Sadler contracted COVID from her unvaccinated son, who is 20 years old. She caught Delta from him. Now, we say unvaccinated because they wanted you to know that she caught it from an unvaccinated person. See, this is how the media spins everything. So instead of saying she's fully vaccinated, she
Right,
caught
she
COVID,
caught it.
they had to let you know that she caught it from her unvaccinated son. Now, had her son been fully vaccinated, newsflash, he would have still caught it and gave it to her. So it doesn't matter. He still would have caught it. Because what people fail to realize, when you are fully vaccinated, you become asymptomatic. So you could walk around and do whatever it is you want to. In fact, you guys could all travel to India. Okay? And guess what? You'll still catch COVID. They just want to know that you're vaccinated. So you could catch COVID, and then you could possibly give it to the unvaccinated people, because where else will we catch the Delta variant? We didn't go there. You had to go there and bring it back to us, right? Or somebody had to go there or be from there and come over here to give it to us. Because if we're not traveling there, then how do you explain us getting it? Especially if we're not around people who were anywhere near anybody who had it. Let's think about that for a second, shall we?
I mean, that's easy.
But it's important to note that the government, the same government that was responsible for the killings of, allegedly, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and a whole slew of other people, the same government that allegedly Well, not allegedly, they did. The syphilis Tuskegee experiment. Yes, remember they gave a bunch of black people syphilis? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want us to trust this government, the same government that refuses to pass an anti-lynching bill, the same government that's been sitting on the George Floyd Act, the same government where we had a whole bunch of black people being killed by the cops left and right, the same government that has yet to do anything about that because they fighting over whether to defund or do this or do that. You trust that government who trusts Johnson & Johnson, that company who got sued for giving people cancer. If y'all trust them, then go ahead and take the vaccine. It's only an experiment. They want everybody to get it so everybody can pass each other germs and go back to being nasty and live their life and be free. That's why they spend so much money, advertising, trying to get y'all to get it. In fact, I think by December, they're going to pass an emergency version of the vaccine for kids under 12.
Yes.
Yes. But don't worry. It's rare that the young boys 12 and older that had the heart palpitations, it was just a rare event. Don't worry about it, parents. And then be rest assured that the FDA got paid to speed things up so that way they can fully approve the vaccines. So in 5 years, y'all can come back to us and ask us or tell us what's going on with you then. Oh, yes. And for those that are trying to get pregnant, have babies. Yes, you can still get pregnant. So don't believe the hype that you can't get pregnant. No, you can still get pregnant. But the misinformation they don't want out there, allegedly. Talk to many of the women who have been pregnant and recently had miscarriages for no reason. And many of those women have had stillbirths after receiving the vaccine because the vaccine was pronounced to be fully safe and effective. Just not if you're immunocompromised. It's not effective for you. And it wouldn't be safe if you have other things going on with your body. Just so you know. So that might not work for you. You may need a voucher or something to say that you get a pass. You can't take it because technically something may happen if you do. They don't really know because it's not fully tested. It's just an experiment. And then many of you are taking it because you're afraid to lose your job. Well, if your job comes to you and says you have to take this shot, then tell your job to write down, sign, and get notarized that if something happens to you, you can sue them. Or if you have an adverse reaction, then they're going to pay whatever your insurance company doesn't pay because you ain't paying for nothing because you were told to get it. You didn't want to take it. And if they say no, then tell them to go to hell. Oh. It works both ways. If you're telling me I got to do something, I'm telling you what it takes for me to do it. You don't want to do it? I ain't got to do it. Right? Because at the end of the day, their pockets grow while yours dwindle. But hey, what do we know? Let us know. And by the way, Jeff is our person who has,
Who has what?
Just watch Jeff. We watching him.
Day you report I'm dead. Oh, run for the hills. They got it, right?
But that's nothing. That's nothing. Here in Dallas, now you have to worry about the monkeypox. It's like the chickenpox, but a lot bigger with the bumps. So allegedly, somebody came from Nigeria. They ain't come from no place else, but it had to be Africa. So they done came from Nigeria, and now they got monkeypox. So now y'all got to worry about monkeypox. Y'all going to have to mask up because they don't want nobody else to catch monkeypox.
Well, that's fair.
Is it?
That's fair.
So do y'all remember this story? 2019, was it? It was a Royal Caribbean cruise ship.
Okay.
Everybody heard on the news. It docked in Puerto Rico and a toddler fell to her death.
The one where the grandpa was watching him and fell through the window? Yes.
So I remember watching this story, and I'm thinking to myself, well, why would you hold the baby out the window, though? Right? That sounds stupid. Grandfather said he ain't know the window was open. Then they showed you pictures of what it looked like, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, "How you not know the window's open? It look open to me."
He didn't have his glasses on.
So now the parents they want to sue, say negligence on behalf of Royal Caribbean, and I'm thinking to myself, but ain't nobody else dangling their kids outside a window, so I don't understand. This is all new to me. I've been on cruise ships, and every cruise ship I've been on, I've never seen nobody dangle nobody out the window. All right, kids running back and forth, they got the kids on lock. All right, if the kids are out there doing their own thing, they on lock. This is an 18-month-old. The only way for that 18-month-old to be dangling out of a window, you got to put the kid out the window. How's she going to get to the window?
Right.
Can't get to the window unless you put her out the window. So they sued because they was in their feelings, right? The grandfather, he heartbroken because he let go. Well, I wasn't even looking for it. It just came to me. So I read up and I found this. And it says, Royal Caribbean is not responsible for the 2019 death of toddler Chloe Wingand. How do you say her name? Wiegand.
Wangland.
Wingand?
Yeah, Wangland. Yeah, it's all right.
Judge
Go ahead.
rules.
Mhm.
So a judge threw out the family's lawsuit, as they should have. People. Okay? Arguing that the toddler's grandfather should have known he was holding the girl in an open window. What I love about this is that basically the judge said common sense could have told you not to dangle a child out of a window. I'm not sure what y'all was doing. But listen, if I ever meet this judge, I want to take you out to dinner because you deserve all your flowers, okay?
Oh, Lord.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see.
They be getting spicy. I'm sorry. I was like, yo.
The judge said this. The grandfather's name is Mr. Anello. Mr. Anello reached out in front of him and felt no glass in the window opening before extending the decedent out the window. A reasonable person, this is my favorite line right there. A reasonable person, through ordinary use of his senses. See, I just want to be where you are. Like, yo, you savage for that,
It's
okay?
sad.
And I feel like
Yo, they be getting spicy, man. Come on. That ain't even
I
right.
feel like the judge was annoyed because it was a stupid case. When I heard that they were even suing Royal Caribbean, my mom was like, well, they got a lot of lawyers, so this ain't gonna go far. And I'm like, even so, it's stupid. How are you blaming them for what he did?
Yep.
Because even if they did open the windows, why would you dangle anybody out of a window? How's that their fault? Nobody told you to do that.
Yep.
And a baby? A toddler? Who does that? Unless y'all was doing something shady. I'm getting to that in a second. Y'all know I'm about to go there. I really don't care for your feelings because some things need to be said. So let's go back to this judge who we about to take out to dinner. A reasonable person, through ordinary use of his senses, would have known of the dangers associated with Mr. Anello's conduct. Accordingly, the defendant owed no duty to warn of it. Okay. The true risk creating danger here was Mr. Anello lifting a child up to an open window. That's how you should have been looking. Yeah. Okay. When you found out that's what he did, you should have kicked his behind. Okay. Grandfather, father, I really don't care.
Did they press
charges? You feeling
charges?
so heartbroken? Go. There are words you could say. The plaintiffs have provided no evidence showing the defendant was on notice of that danger.
Mm-hmm.
The parents sued in 2019, contending that the company failed to adequately mark the open windows and install safety prevention devices.
You ain't got no sign on the window open? Like,
among other grievances. Well, here's the funny part. If
this
you looked at the
breeze?
picture that they showed, you could clearly see
See the
that the
windows
window was open. Like you could see the ones closed and the one that was open. So you had to walk over there and lift your baby up, but then you had to let go.
I saw that on Dateline, and then they interviewed the grandfather. That was so funky about it. And he seriously just told on himself, yeah, I didn't feel anything near his window, but I thought it was going to be another layer, so I was just tossing the baby out. I'm like, shut up now. You just told your daughter how you just let her baby go. And I don't think they ever press charges on them.
Because it's a lot deeper than that. Why press charges on the father when...
Well, no,
you could
the
press-
grandfather.
The
yeah.
grandfather, when you could press charges on a Royal Caribbean and get all that money. This is where I was about to go.
Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
The family is... what do you think the family is going to do? They're filing an appeal, okay?
Of course.
Of course they're going to file an appeal because they want that money from Royal Caribbean. They already knew they was going to get some bank. Again, that's just stupid. The whole lawsuit was stupid. The person you was really mad at is the grandfather, unless because y'all already know some of y'all out there got plans and y'all wicked people. Unless this was a plan and this is some fraud stuff y'all trying to do. For all I know, you probably didn't even want that baby no more.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to be the one to say it. Because I done seen enough Lifetime movies to know how it goes. Y'all are crazy. The fact that you suing this company for an open window when the grandfather admitted
Yeah.
to doing something stupid lets me know that y'all may not, okay, have wanted this little girl anymore. You probably had a plan. He took the fall for it. He'll come on making it seem like it was an accident so you can get your pay. Look at it. Why is that so far-fetched? You're going to appeal the decision.
How was that a plan? Yo, I
How's that a plan?
I know my dad's gonna throw the baby out the window.
Have you
so let's
seen-
just
if
leave
you
it cracked.
Look at a lot of
Like, come
documentaries.
on.
People are crazy these days.
Well, here's my question. This, and I don't know if you're gonna get to it. My point in pressing charges, the state or whatever, wherever they were at, Puerto Rico, to see if the grandfather was in right state of mind. Because if he was always kooky, he was always a child endangerment. Why would you leave the baby with grandpa?
Oh, please. The
Come
family is
on.
surprised and deeply saddened by the court's ruling. Yeah, because they ain't getting their money and they got to pay their attorney fees. Who's going to pay that? I'd be deeply saddened too, okay? All right. See, on this show, we're going to keep it 100. I'm not dealing with the people in their mental health. I'm not doing that because it seemed like mental health is something that everybody wants to fall back on.
Yeah.
Make it an excuse for. Just like that football player. What's his name? Sherman? He want to be all remorseful now that he got caught. No, he was about that life. Okay? If somebody had opened up that door, it was going to be a whole nother story. He was about that life. Now he's deeply saddened. He's sorry. Mental health. You're using that as an excuse. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You knew exactly what you were doing. Stop with the excuses of mental health. Everybody got a mental health issue. If that's the case, y'all would have been gone to a therapist. This family was all about money. Okay, that's why they deeply saddened. This is a matter that should have been decided by a jury. We are confident and hopeful the appellate court will agree. Are you serious? If y'all want to rack up the funds, rack up the funds. Royal Caribbean got 500 million lawyers. They're not even playing with you. They will tie this up for so long, y'all gonna be looking stupid, okay? This ain't about your daughter. This is about y'all getting paid. You saw your ching. Y'all didn't want that girl no more because I'm thinking to myself, it was just a 3
You said
y'all.
they didn't want the girl no more. How can you say that? God forbid something like that happened to your child and you find out it was your relative that did that. You're going to be like, oh, we were setting them up? You don't know. But that's why I asked. Maybe grandpa was not in the right state of mind where he should have never been around the kids.
First of all, like I said, on this show, we're going to decipher crazy versus reality. And these people, please, okay? Because they were so quick all of a sudden, even after, not even a few days, they was like, we suing. Don't you want to mourn first? Like, you already suing and you want to mourn. Don't you want to mourn? You forgot that part?
Yeah.
We're so heartbroken and everything. That was an act. Please, watch.
At the risk of your child? Like, come on, who wants to do that? That's like you raising a baby for 2 years and they be like, you know what? It's time for him to go. Let's take this cruise. Yeah, exactly.
Look, have you heard other horror stories of how people get rid of their kids?
Yeah, they
And
kill.
if the
They kill
grandfather
them with a
was-
lot less way. That's not gonna be costly. You're not spending $4,000 on a cruise to throw your kid overboard. You're
But then,
gonna bury him in the backyard.
I mean,
Alright.
it is a good way to make it look good. I mean, if you're gonna go all the way, go all the way.
That's like, you know what that's like? That's like saying, who's the kid whose baby got eaten by the alligator in Disney World? Remember that one?
yeah.
Why you trying not to laugh? Look at you. Yo,
I'm
you
not
sit there
laughing
looking
at that.
at that.
I'm not, see, that's the wrong
Look at that.
impression.
Look at, but,
I was looking at you and I was laughing.
but look at that
Because
one.
I didn't know where you was going with
But
it.
look at that one. Who gonna let their baby wander off with a big ass sign there? Alligators in the lake. Oh no, go ahead, baby.
It just
You
just,
go far
it
away.
just proves that unfortunately there are a lot of people out here
right.
that should not be having kids.
Oh, I get.
No.
Yeah, I'm
It's
with you on
like,
I
that.
understand that. That
I'm
was
with you on that.
tragic. But here's what the lawyer said for the family. We will be filing the appeal shortly, of course, because they want that money.
Of course.
And we will continue to fight and raise awareness about the dangers of unintentional toddler window falls.
Unintentional.
Not on a boat. On a boat.
Hold on. What's
You're
what's
missing
that
the
lawyer's
point.
name?
This ain't.
What's that lawyer's name? Because he worded that perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh, he put his ump on
Winkleman.
that. Shout out to that lawyer, man. He knew how to word that verbiage was perfect, homie.
This case was always about Chloe and shining a light on her brief but beautiful life.
You could tell. I can tell you right now that the father is the mother's. I mean, is the daughter.
It's the daughter. Yeah,
It's
the
the
daughter's,
daughter's
father.
father. Because the man wouldn't have he wouldn't have cared. Father or
Stupid.
not, I'm beating you down. It's the daddy-daughter thing that
Dude.
now the husband can't attack the father because it's her father. I don't care. I sit on the other side.
The worst thing
and
that
watch him
happened.
get fried.
They think they locked him in his room for like a couple of hours. Nothing happened to that man. That's how crazy it was. Would you be cool with your parent if they killed your child? I don't know. I have to look at my parent
What you
different.
talking about? Like, why are we even?
But that's my point. I'm like, so the whole story itself is absurd. When you go through it, you're like, whoa, we just gonna go to Thanksgiving like it's cool? like no, not at all.
Okay.
Family jokes at the Thanksgiving table.
Let's play
Oh,
catch.
I feel I feel a
Okay.
draft. Is there a window open? You know.
Okay. So to close it out, everybody's excited. Are you guys excited for this? Who you got? The Locks or Dipset?
Are they actually doing that? No
yeah,
wonder I ain't seen
in
Jim.
August.
Okay.
They doing it.
Um,
I don't know.
it'd be a good one. It'd be one of the few ones I actually would want to watch, to be honest with you. But it would definitely go to the Locks. Well, actually, you know what?
I don't know.
Dipset got more hood anthems, so it
Yeah.
really depends on who's watching, from where. Because if it's like a bunch of hood people, then it's hands down Dipset. If it's because you got hood dudes that like them too, but if
True.
it's just especially with the whole Puffy thing, Locks is more of a mainstream now. Money, Power, Respect, and they had a lot of songs with Biggie and everything. So as far as Dipset, like I said, it was straight hood, drug dealers, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I would say Dipset hands down.
Are you gonna watch it on TV or are you gonna watch it live?
What do you mean live?
Madison Square Gardens are selling tickets.
Oh, would I go to it?
Oh, that'd be something nice to go to.
That's not bad. I want to see the price.
Yeah, that definitely would be
The
something.
ticket is like a $2,000. I'm like, ooh, Lord.
But
no.
I think if you're fully vaccinated, you can go in. But I think if you're not, you have to mask up and you have to take a COVID test before they let
You
you.
see how
in.
quick they
No
changed
matter.
that, right? See
yeah,
how quick they
before,
changed that?
yeah.
Oh, you can't come in here if you ain't vaccinated. Or them ticket sales ain't go up like we thought they would.
Uh-huh.
You know what? Just wear a mask.
You got gloves? Put them on. Come on,
Uh,
come on.
Just wear a mask.
Yeah.
And this government has shown you over and over again, and individuals, this capitalism world, when it comes to funds, if you really want to make change, hit them in the pocket. We talk about this many times, especially with cops breaking vows and rules and everything. There are two ways you can fix that. One, every individual cop need to be individually insured. You get written up, rates go up. All this other stuff, you think they're gonna be paying that insurance rate for them cops with 5 billy clubs over the head? And
No.
two, stop making the public pay for those lawsuits. Make
Right.
them pay for it out of their pension. You want to see a cop? Hands down, you're gonna get it right then and there. I'm trying to go to Florida with this, with this, pension. We just got hit for about $400 million because Johnson decided to billy club somebody in the anus. With the what do you call those Lysol spray can? To to get, pollinating or whatever the situation may be. That's how you hit them. That's how you change it. Funds. Hit them in the pockets.
That's true.
What if somebody did like spray Lysol in somebody's butthole?
I mean, they ain't spray it, but the other dude actually
What would
put
happen?
a plunger in someone's.
Well, no,
That's a
but
great
what would
question.
happen to the person who's got the Lysol inside them?
It hurt very much.
Probably burn.
Because I thought I was getting a visit from a young lady one time, and I made the biggest mistake in spraying where I shouldn't have sprayed, and then it was. I was young. Yeah, I was a teenager. I didn't know you couldn't spray cologne on that part of your body.
Oh, fuck.
So after I excruciating pain sitting over the sink, soaking things in the water, thinking that would help.
Yeah, no, bro.
Yeah.
You burnt
So
off
you're
all your
human,
pores, man.
like
Oh,
everybody
my
else.
God.
You made mistakes.
Well, what didn't make it again? That's the greatest part of it. When you
Oh,
make a
Lord.
mistake, the difference between making a mistake and stupidity is when it happens more than once. That never happened again.
Stinging. Stinging.
Okay, the government does just shut us down. We'll see you next week. What? I said too much.